Hello and welcome to another episode of Paul's Pissed. It's been a while, I gotta admit. It has been a while since the last Paul's Pissed, but I have a great topic for you. Well, this topic hasn't really been bothering me so much at college, but in the recent years it's been bothering me a lot. And the topic is old people. I'd be lying to you if I said that all old people are evil, but there are some out there. And the type of old people that I'm talking about are the old people that feel the need to tell you that their generation was better, consistently, and they want to just drill it into your head that everything you do or anything you accomplish will never be as good as something that happened when they were younger. I'm here to tell you that that's not true, and I'm going to tell you my experiences of when I first started dealing with these kinds of people. Usually this group of old people lies in the baby boomer generation, and the first time that I started to experience people telling me this kind of thing was when I started going to classic rock concerts. I remember being at a Cheap Trick concert. I don't know if you ever heard of Cheap Trick. Mama told me, yes she told me, I need girls like you. Anyway, I was at the concert, and towards the end of the show, the lead guitarist started throwing thousands of picks into the audience. He just had to grab like handfuls of picks and just throwing them in the audience, and everybody was scrambling. All the old people were going to get them. I was one of the few young people even at the concert. I was grabbing picks. I think I got like 2 or 3 of them. After the concert ended, I remember walking outside. This isn't like anything insanely bad, but it's just like the first time I experienced it, so it's pretty important. An old man, I overheard him talking to somebody saying, I got a pick, this is awesome, I'm gonna like put it in my drawer or something. And I said, hey man, that's awesome, I got a pick too. And I showed him my pick. What I got was a weird response. The old man said to me, hey you weren't even alive when this band was popular. And when he said that, he said it in such a derogatory way, like I wasn't good enough to lick the dirt off his shoes. Since I wasn't old enough to see Cheap Trick when they were at their peak, like their popularity, that means that I'm not allowed to have fun, I'm not allowed to share this experience with you. What are you trying to tell me? I wasn't really like offended or anything, I was just like, I was confused. Usually when I talk about classic rock, it's always positive reinforcement from adults. Like, wow, that's awesome. Like, you're like the bands from my childhood. But this guy was like, you can't like what I like. You're not good enough to like what I like. So that was the first time I felt that feeling, and it was kind of weird. That wasn't so bad. The next time I experienced this was when I went to go see a Who concert with my family and my cousin Dean. And I remember the concert was about to start, and this guy behind me pokes me in the back and goes, what are you doing here? I'm sorry, excuse me? This isn't a Jonas Brothers concert! I think I just said, I don't like the Jonas Brothers, and then turned around. Meanwhile, Captain Shits His Pants and his wife thought it was the funniest joke in the world. Like they were some kind of comedians, and they just roasted us. What did you call me? That was one time, okay? One time! One time! We just let them be, you know, don't want to start anything. Watching the Who, and then all of a sudden the guy in front of us decides that it's his turn to harass me and my cousin Dean. And he comes up to us and goes, hey kid, listen to this! This is the sound of real music! You don't even know what real music is! So listen to it! This is real music! Real music! Real. Now, why would I be there? Why would I be there having a good time, singing along to the song if I didn't like the band? Why did you feel the need to tell me that this is good music? You're pushing this on to me. I already like it. Leave me alone. Go to somebody outside on the street and tell them that. Tell them they just missed a great concert. Why you gotta bother me? That's when it really started to grind my gears. But still, I didn't say anything, just sat there, quiet. Okay, so the next time I experienced this is when I was at a store called Hot Topic. Now, hold all the emo jokes. I just like band shirts. I was at Hot Topic once, looking at band shirts. Oh, what a surprise. And all of a sudden, a very large old woman comes up from behind me and starts commentating on what I'm doing to her friend as if I wasn't there. Saying, why is he looking at those band t-shirts? Doesn't he know those bands are from my generation? Or maybe old is new. Maybe old is new. There's no good music anymore anyway. So I guess he has to like mine. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there clenching my fist, trying not to say anything, and she just keeps going on and on and on, like acting like I don't have ears, like I'm deaf or something. And then I lose my cool a little bit. But you know what? I realized something. This old woman is standing behind me, harassing me. She probably wants me to explode and freak out and curse at her. What I did instead is I killed her with kindness. Excuse me, madame. That was a very ignorant and rude statement. There are thousands of bands out there producing excellent content, even some that you would probably like. There are plenty of rock bands from the last 10 years. You just have to open your eyes. In the wise words of Filthy Frank, if you look for good music, you will find it. And it's comments like the one you just made that are killing the modern music industry. Yeah, go Paul, shut that old bitch up. She didn't really know what to say. She kind of just like, her face got all red, kind of like mine is now because I'm kind of sweaty. She was in shock that I didn't freak out at her and scream and freak out and make a scene. She didn't expect a young teenager that can use real words and not freak out. Oh my god. The next story also happened at the mall, weirdly, but it's not about music, it's more about food, but it still relates to this topic. So one time I was at Wendys. The Wendys line at the mall, sometimes it gets a little mishmashy, like a bunch of people are standing in a crowd. There's not a definitive single file line. It was coming to a point where it was either me or a few other people in line. We were in this mishmash, and all I did was just take a step forward just to make sure that I was next. I didn't cut anybody. I didn't do an asshole thing to do. I didn't like put my hand out and be like, "Hi, I need a McFlurry." I just took a step forward, like, okay, like, I'm next. And this old screams,
"What do you think you're doing?"
Trying to embarrass me. Like 10, 15 heads turned and started looking at us. And she's just screaming at me like I did something wrong.
"I'm on my lunch break and I only have 30 minutes to eat my food. And you think you can just do whatever you want? Well, you can't. You can't just do whatever you want. You can't. You can't."
Let's not make a scene here. She's already making a big enough fool of herself. Let's just shut her down.
"Excuse me, madame, but where did you learn your manners? That is not how you speak to another human being. Now, do you think that I care that much about getting Wendy's that I can't wait another 30 seconds? And if you want it that bad, go ahead of me."
And after that, you know, she went silent, like her face went red, and she let me go, and I stepped up and I bought my medium frosty. The message to learn here is don't just throw fuel on the fire. Don't argue with sassy old people. They got a lot to deal with. They usually shit their pants. They can't remember things. They got enough troubles in their life. Leave them be. Be polite. Kill them with kindness, okay? Don't fight fire with fire. It's a great Metallica song. It's not a great way to live.
"Shouldn't you be at a Jonas Brothers concert?"
Oh, don't humor me, good sir. You know I don't fancy the Jonas Brothers.
"Oh, my bad. Hannah Montana."
How did you mispronounce that? Montana is a state. My favorite band is Sum 41.
More like Sum 40 Gay.
By me not letting
What do we
in-
have here?
By me not fueling the fire.
Iron Gaiden.
By me not fueling the fire.
Gay Metallica.
By me not.
Municipal Gay.
Shut up!
Oh my god, you disrespectful little shit. Ooh, disrespectful, just like all the millennials. They're all disrespectful. None of them work. They're the freeloaders.
So it's okay for you to make fun of me and the things I love, but when I say one thing to you, it's disrespect.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Alright, listen. Just because you're closer to rotting away doesn't give you the right to be an asshole.
What's the matter? Did I enter your safe space?
I'm done. Fuck this.
Wait, what? No! See, millennials are dangerous. They're ruining the world. Kill